I don't know how I'm gonna do this without you.
You can do it. You're gonna be fine.
Like and subscribe right now or this spider will crawl on your face when you are sleeping. Viewers of My 600 Pound Life have been watching morbidly obese men and women on the show since 2012, in which people appeared to seek the help of Dr. Yunan Nazaradan, aka Dr. No, so they can transform their lives by changing their lifestyle. Each 2-hour episode of the TLC show introduces a different individual seeking guidance of Dr. No to live a healthier lifestyle, especially after getting help from bariatric surgery. Krystal's story: 3 crazy moments from my 600-pound life. Today's story of Krystal is no exception because her story is nothing short of tragic. There's a spoiler alert that her episode is actually a failure, as she failed to lose enough weight to get a life-changing operation. Well, sadly at this time, her obesity was no match for her mental health because she wasn't able to get her life together so she could achieve her goals. Did you know her episode ended when Dr. No was asking her to move to Houston so she could easily continue her weight loss journey, as at the time of the episode's filming, she was not approved for a gastric bypass surgery? Krystal's crazy backstory, her complicated relationships, and underlying medical issues were just some of the obstacles that came against her in her journey to lose weight.
Food made me happy, and when I needed that, I ate. So that's when I really started gaining.
And that's what made Krystal's story so unique. Krystal Hall's crazy eating habits. Among all other My 600 Pound Life patients on the show, Krystal is refreshingly the only one who was honest about her eating struggles with Dr. No. She confessed up front that she literally eats a lot, as she can have mini cheeseburgers at breakfast and can binge eat until she feels like she is about to explode. Before diving into Krystal's traumatic past, just know that the reason behind her overeating was that she feels the need to eat so much. In the upcoming clip, you can see how much she can eat on a daily basis, especially when she sits down for dinner with her husband Freeland. I mean, it was just mind-blowing. As you can see, how much Chinese food both Krystal and her husband could possibly eat.
Food made me happy, and when I needed that, I ate. So that's when I really started gaining.
Both of them have at least 10 dishes of food for dinner, from rice to broccoli to chicken with egg rolls and gravy. Yes, okay, sure, we all humans are capable of chowing down food every now and then, but this is kind of a habitual eating can literally kill a person. And Krystal is a living proof, as she is on the brink of eating herself to death.
And I hate how I'm passing on how I eat to Josh, and what I'm doing to myself.
Krystal's childhood trauma. Well, in Krystal's episode, you will see that she starts her episode by saying that the past is the past. But as a viewer, you can easily get that her traumatic and tragic backstory of her childhood made things difficult for her, as it's crystal clear that all the horrific impact of her past led her to gain so much weight over the past years. According to Krystal's chronicles, her childhood is the main reason that incites that Christmas Eve was when things truly got ugly in her life, before she turned 5.
By the time I was 10, I was already up to over 250.
Actually, she was molested by one of her family members, and after that tragic incident, her life became so difficult since then and never really remained the same. She went through that devastating molestation until she turned 13 years old. But she never shared this spine-chilling, darkest secret with her mother or any other family members, despite being a fairly healthy and happy kid.
So from 10 to 13, I put on another 100 pounds. I got over 350.
Her trauma even literally changed her, even her whole personality and aura forever. Because Krystal's mom was too busy to pay attention to her suffering, as she was preoccupied with her personal life and new boyfriend. Due to all those circumstances, and even when her mom's boyfriend began beating and physically abusing Krystal and her sisters, her overeating habits escalated. Not just that, her mother's boyfriend's brother started coming into their home and abusing the girls sexually, so that all that made matters more awful. We have seen on My 600 Pound Life show that, as with many patients, it had happened there before. They started gaining weight by binge eating in order to cope with the pain of their darkest traumas. Even some started overeating just in an attempt to use their overeating as a shield to their bodies from sexual abuse. Poor Krystal, by the age of 7, while in just the 2nd grade of elementary school, was staggering 200 pounds.
And by the time I turned 7, I weighed about 150 to 200 pounds.
All due to her crazy backstory and horrific childhood abuse that was just devastating to say the very least. I mean, her story gave me goosebumps to even imagine her in that condition. So just think of her being there, dealing all that pain alone for years.
And I got a place with my sister Katie for a while. We lived together with her son Josh.
Krystal and her sexuality confusion. Krystal was sadly terrified of men after her traumatic childhood trauma. Even she confessed bravely on the show that being one who faced assault in life, she began to fear men and she was too afraid to have a relationship with a man. So, therefore, she thought that she is into women. That's why she started dating a woman by the age of 18.
That led me to meeting a girlfriend at the age of 18.
As she figured out herself that if she was disgusted and scared of men, then she must be a lesbian. But there's a plot twist that she was totally wrong. The woman she dated for 10 years had children, and therefore, Krystal, weighing in at over 500 pounds, had to pick up extra jobs to provide for them and had to stress out for that. From being 18 to 30, Krystal dated the same woman and suddenly discovered after so many years of contemplation that she wasn't a lesbian at all. What a tragedy! After discovering her real sexuality, she broke up with that woman and moved in with her sister. Her sister had a drug problem, therefore, Krystal got her sister's kids full custody just in order to keep him safe from her mother's tantrums. All that stress she had faced in her life made her way to tip the scales of her overweight. Well, when she first met her current husband Freeland, both of them never liked each other before. Even according to them, at a cab company they were co-workers and apparently they hated each other. Krystal's confusing relationships are nothing short of crazy. Well, if you ask me, the complication in her personal life is sadly an obvious main reason that has contributed to her weight gain.
Hey babe.
Yeah.
Can you wash my legs?
Yeah. Krystal has quite...
Even as per her husband's remarks, Freeland shared that at first he thought that she was a horrible person, but after knowing each other for just a few months, they ended up falling in love. Talk about crazy. Just like that, there's another moment that I thought should be added to the list. Actually, this one is related to Krystal's PCOS struggles. Well, Krystal's husband is practically her living caretaker in addition to being 600 pounds, considering all of her bizarre complications and medical problems. In fact, she has to shave her face every day in front of the mirror.
My favorite part of getting ready in the morning is when I have to do anything in front of the mirror.
Even she shared that she hates her reflection in the mirror and never wants to look herself in the eye again.
And that's what I do when I get out of the shower is dry off, go to the sink, shave my face. But I do not like my husband to see it.
That's all because of Krystal's polycystic ovarian syndrome, undoubtedly a consequence of her extremely obesity. Did you know?
It's been a really hard time. I really don't even know exactly how long it's been since I...
Polycystic ovarian syndrome causes hair growth in random places on your body. But in her case, this means Krystal's face. Every morning she has to shave her face clean so she could walk comfortably around with no hair on it. In fact, on the show it was revealed that this embarrassing routine of hers is something that she hides from her husband, considering that he is the only one who helps her in taking a shower every day. Isn't it crazy?
Legs will start shaking. I don't shower as often as I should, and because of the pain.
That she's been able to hide about her PCOS and hair growth on her face from Freeland for this long? Did you know that after losing close to 100 pounds, Krystal got approved by Dr. No for the gastric bypass surgery? But due to the coronavirus pandemic, unfortunately, right after she was approved for weight loss surgery, a lockdown was imposed. So, being in quarantine, Krystal turned back to her old eating habits and therefore she again ended up gaining 53 pounds as a result of her binge eating. Krystal was told by Dr. No that she has to lose the pounds, so that's why she was asked to move to Houston to be monitored under his supervision if she ever wanted to get the surgery and change her life totally. So she did exactly what Dr. No told her to. And when the episode ended, Krystal with her supportive family was literally seen moving to Texas. Well, that's all guys for today. Thanks for watching. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave the thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.